Hello, YouTubers. Welcome back. I have a special upload today. There's been a new game that has been put out. It's kind of a big deal. A lot of you don't know this about me. I am crazy about cars in general. On top of that, as a video gamer, that means I'm crazy about racing games, but not just racing games. I'm talking racing simulators. You know, Gran Turismo 5 was pretty revolutionary in the course of the histories of Gran Turismo. It was the most realistic. The physics were fantastic. They started introducing damage. It was small, but it was an effort, and it was well done. They have always been the company and the game that has set the bar in terms of racing simulators. Forza, while it's close, it's still too arcade based. Grid, arcade based. If you think of a racing game and you think of, Sonic All-Stars or Sega All-Stars, that's great. I love those kind of racing games too. That's more Mario Kart. That's more arcade based. That's more fun. The physics don't really matter quite as much. It does, but it's not the same. With racing simulators, I'm a stickler for accuracy. I get really excited when things are really close to real life, and even with games like Gran Turismo, there's issues such as I can still take corners when I'm going 60 in a slightly modified street car. I can brake heavily and I don't spin out. Even with traction control off, it still kind of helps me stay on the track. There's a threshold that no game has crossed yet until now. There's a new alpha out. It is something to behold. It's going to set the bar for racing games. I've seen other YouTubers playing it. I've seen it generating some buzz. I finally caved and purchased it, and I had no idea what I was getting into. I consider myself pretty proficient at playing racing games. I consider myself a good racer. I have friends who I play Gran Turismo with, and they will be the first to tell you I am not fun to race. I typically have to pick a much slower car to make it fair and to make it close. I play them a lot. A lot of the times it's console based. I haven't really found a PC game other than back in the early 2000s. Sports Car GT came out on Windows 98, and it was amazing. It was an amazing racing simulator. My father had a racing wheel. That's when I first started getting into racing wheel racing. This is going to be I'm going to be using my Xbox controller, but this game is absolutely fantastic. So without further ado, I've been talking too much. I want to introduce you to my new gaming crush, Assetto Corsa. No, I don't have my webcam on. I think the focus of this video should be on this game. This game, I want you to remember, is an alpha. Alphas have glitches. Alphas often don't work correctly. But that being said, as an alpha, this game is cutting its teeth. This game is learning how to walk. It's still crawling, and it's already miles ahead of any Gran Turismo game and any other racing simulator I have ever played. It does a phenomenal job of getting exhaust notes correct, of getting the look and feel of the vehicle correct. The sounds in this game are phenomenal. So, most YouTubers will play from here. Let's take this nice and easy. As you can tell, the idle sound for when you are in gear doesn't presently work. But that's okay. Let's move forward. So now, if I let off the gas completely, in first gear, in idle, the car chugs ahead. It will not stop moving because it's in drive. How fun is that? You can glance left, you can glance right. Every little bump in the track I feel on my controller. You can see the windscreen has scratches on it. When it comes time to shift, I need to let off the gas, shift, wait for it to complete shifting before I can start pressing on the gas again. If I don't do this, I rev and then screech my tires. This game does fine when you want to turn, going 40 miles an hour around that corner. Great. Looks good. This one I'm going to have to slow down a bit more for. Misshift there. I currently have this set with no driver aids on, except for anti-lock brakes, because regardless of how often I try, I have trouble getting through a corner without locking up my tires. This game makes me work, and it makes me work hard. I am a very proficient racing game driver, I suppose you could say. And just tooling around the track here is good fun. Already, going 45, trying to do a little bit more than a 90-degree bend was trouble. Downshifted while I was turning and it popped my back end out. Very realistic. So this is good fun. We're just cruising around in an older M3, hitting highway speeds, just having a good time. As I said before, this game makes me work. Let's just take a couple of laps. I'll stop talking. And we should just appreciate what this game makes me do. Now, I enjoy playing inside the car. I prefer racing on the front of the car. I feel like I have a better field of view. And also, from within the car, I have a tendency to watch the driver's hands, which are also animated very well. But either way, you know what? Who cares? I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to race the laps from the interior view. Even out back of the car, it sounds phenomenal. But we have pretty much completed our first warm-up lap here. As I switch back to the interior. So, let's get into this and let's see what it can actually do. One thing I'm going to remind you to do is just listen to the sounds of the car. I have yet to find a game that has hit the nuances of the exhaust notes quite like this game has. So let's sit back and let's enjoy what we can see for right now. Got a little greedy there. Let's get back into it. For those of you who have astute hearing, you could also hear that after I went off into the gravel, you could hear the gravel on my tires hitting the inside of my wheel well as I went back onto the track. As I stated before, very realistic. Went into a corner just a little too hot and I busted the tires loose. Let's hear what it sounds like from the hood. All right. Okay. Let's switch this up a little bit, huh? Alrighty. And we're back. This time we are in a Ferrari. Now I will also say about this game, I haven't heard a game that has gotten the Ferrari note correct quite like this game. This game is phenomenal. The inside, the interior, everything is animated very well. As always, the idle sound when you put it into gear is missing. I have paddle shifters in this car, so there's no need to let off the gas. It's instantaneous shifting because the paddle shifting means it's basically an automatic transmission that is just awaiting an input. This car's a little less forgiving, but as always, come on, man, let's make this corner easy to pop it out. Let's listen to the notes as we go around the track. Alright, so when you go off the track you have to do a penalty, which is slow down to 30 and hold it for a couple seconds rather. This thing just screams. Got on it just a little early. Oh, okay. So for those of you who think I might have traction control on, there should have been evidence enough, but... Now, I have this in manual. So, can you drop the clutch? Absolutely you can. Sorry, wrong button. Let's dump the clutch and see what happens. All the way to third gear before it stopped. Nothing quite sounds like this when it gets up to speed when you're outside the car. Oh, buddy. Turn it. Too much, too much. Turn less. Okay. I can happily say that this is the first game that really makes you respect the power that these cars have. It is absolutely fantastic. Let's hop into something a little quicker even, shall we? May I introduce you to the Pagani Zonda R. This is the only vehicle that has single-handedly made me terrified of it. It is fast, it is abrasive, and it howls like something otherworldly. My only concern is, as you get faster with vehicles, the turning radius decreases substantially. Now, I don't know if this is a settings thing that I have enabled with the... I know that lateral G's, it makes it harder to steer the car in the game with a driving wheel, racing wheel, but I think it's limiting me on my controller as well, because I have to take corners like this going very, very slow. When I believe I should be able to take these a little bit quicker. See, case in point. But that being said, let's still have a crack and have a good time with it. In the Pagani Zonda R. I like that because that caused damage. That's good. Now listen to the grit inside the wheel wells. Wait for that to wear off. God, the noise this vehicle makes. Good corner, good corner. Alrighty, Jim, we have a track day with Farrington Empire here in his Zonda R. Let's see how he does in this brand new Pagani. Pagani was kind enough to lend him the vehicle for his track day today. I do recall overhearing him make the comment that he's never driven anything quite like this vehicle before. Is that correct? Yes, Jim, that is correct. I did notice in his practice lap he was having a little bit of trouble, but it seems that he's gotten it back, and he is just taking it cautiously. Ooh, oh no, off into the grass there. Yeah, Jim, I noticed that. Let's see when we first run the higher speed corners here. Ah, yes, the Pagani. Staying glued to the track as is per usual. Looks good from the outside. Let's see what he has to say on the inside. I have mechanical damage. I'm sorry, not mechanical damage. I do have physical damage on, but as you can see here, it hasn't been implemented quite yet. But it does hold promise in the future for the ability to be able to see that. Bump, bump, bump. I'm turning around by the Braille method. Man, this game looks good. Once again, let's check in with the inside of the vehicle and our driver. Man, no, this game really does look good. I just have to say, I am extremely excited to see what the future holds for this game, what kind of updates we're going to have, and I will be checking in periodically with those updates to let you guys know exactly what's happening and what to expect from this series. So, either way, with that I will leave it here. As always, I have been Farrington Empire, you have been absolutely fantastic, and we will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.